Well, that music's kind of nice, I think. Sounding good, sounding good. What do you think, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are, and we are live. Happy Friday, fun day, everyone. My name's Rob Appell. Let me turn down this music here. I just thought that'd be fun. I had it left over from one of our other live broadcasts we did there. And if you've never seen a live broadcast here at Stitchin Heaven YouTube channel, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Rob Appell. I make quilts and all kinds of other stuff, including videos. And today we have a fun live feed going. Make sure as you sign in, I see we have Chile, New Hampshire already signing in there. Let us know where you're coming from. Yeah, let us know how many inches of snow you've received in the last few days. That's kind of a fun way for us to all interact. I was just traveling through Texas on my way back from Tennessee, and it was 12 degrees on the tarmac as I was wearing my shorts in the little, what do they call that? The jetway, the jet bridge, and it was quite chilly. You could see all of the steam coming out of our mouths and all that. That was pretty fun. I see some Virginia's out, or Vanessa's out there. Sorry, I've got my computer hidden in here in the dark. It's a little harder for me to see what's going on and everything, so this is kind of fun. I am pretty excited. Today's our first kind of live show in the studio this year. Last Friday I took the day off. We're going to talk about that a little bit. I do think rest is important. And also the week prior we were doing a fun shop tour wandering around at Stitchin Heaven because I'd been out there doing the big New Year's Day event, which is partly what you're seeing here on the wall, and really fun. So we're going to talk a lot about the New Year's Day event. Encourage everybody to still follow along out there on that Facebook group. So let's just dive right into all of the, I'm seeing, 20 inches. Oh my gosh, 4 inches. Awesome. I see Florida. I'm wondering if they got much snow in Florida out there. Kathy, let me know how that went for you. So let's just kind of dive into some of the fun we're going to have today. Talk about some of the great things. I've got some fun announcements. I've got some little props and things around, and I'm trying not to read the comments, but I'm seeing some really nice ones come through already. I will come back and check these. I just saw another great one about inspiring somebody's husband to quilt, and I'll be talking about the men's retreat I was just at. And ladies, don't get jealous out there. We did a guys quilting retreat, and it was super fun. So we're going to talk a lot about that today, and kind of keep the announcements brief because we've got a lot of fun things to discuss. So let's just right away dive right in. And like I was starting to say, we hit a milestone. 50,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is super exciting. It's a huge blessing for us. Please make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're letting all of my fans know where they can find me. I continually see comments where folks thought that I might have disappeared off of the internet after things ended for me at Man Sewing. That was just a small pause. Rest and pause is important. And so I am back in full force, probably even more inspired than ever. And yeah, I'm right here at Stitchin Heaven making all kinds of great content. I've been doing it a little over a year, so we've got fun videos, and I've got a great docket of projects coming up for you. So yeah, 50,000 subscribers is pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited about that. And one of the things I like to do during the Friday live, and I've kind of turned it into part of my notes, but I guess it's because I feel so blessed and so grateful about so many things. That's right, folks, we're talking about the grateful list. And so this is something I started a little while back, and I'm just looking across the room at some of the props I forgot. So I'm going to sneak around right now while you're all thinking about something to put on your grateful list, and I'm going to put on my silly hat for a while because this is fun. I'm not grateful to be a leprechaun, but I'm grateful for this hat. It'll make more sense when I show you what's in this cool box here in a few minutes. And I forgot to talk about some of these cool props and things. So okay, we're back on track. This is what we do live. On to the grateful list. Here we go. So the first item, I get 4 choices each week of what I want to be grateful publicly to you all about. And I think really the obvious one for us is still the New Year's Day. Sometimes it's New Year's Eve. It was a mystery quilt along, sew along, and we had thousands, 10,000 plus people join us. And what's been really, really fun is watching all of the comments and all of the quilts and everything come together on the Facebook group for the New Year's Day Mystery Quilt Sew Along. I thought I was much further along than I was. I told my good friend Andrew, and by the way, yes, Andrew and I are friends again. He wasn't my friend for a little while because he got this shirt, the Team Tiffany shirt, but he could also wear a Team Rob, a Carefree Quilter shirt. But this was all just part of the fun we were doing with our New Year's Day sew along. We made this Carefree Quilter versus Passionate Quilter kind of thing. But really, at the end of the day, it was just all about us sewing together. And so what you're seeing here in the red, white, and blue fashion is my colorway. When it is done, it will be large enough for me to give to a veteran, and I've already got my veteran chosen for this particular project. And I told him, Andrew that I had all of my red squares finished, but when I dove into it, I realized I had my red strips finished, and I only had like 2 rows of squares actually made that I had done to get ready for the video that was on New Year's Day. And so I spent a bunch of hours last night sewing and watching a little TV across the room, and I've gotten a ton done. So yes, there are lots and lots of pieces, but I got all of my flying geese, and they're dang good looking if you ask me. And I got all of the half square triangles made. I still need to press those half square triangles open or over, and then trim down the blocks on those, or trim down the corners on those, but I am very happy. And if you haven't heard me speak about it, because I do so much sewing and quilting professionally, I'm always thinking about what is the next project? How do I incorporate this, that, and the other? And so I really like having a we started calling it the dummy project, but it's just that sewing project, just that what you're sewing on that helps you process the other things you're creating. So last night I spent about 4 hours really just getting back caught up with this, but I was still working through all the videos I want to create. I've got a couple of other projects that are coming down the pipeline. And so it was my way of just settling back into the studio and getting myself organized. So I really truly believe that just some fun patchwork projects like this are great for that. There are still kits available. Like I said, the red, white, and blue is what is known as the Rob colorway. Here's the picture of Tiffany's finished quilt. This is before I've done any editing to the photos or anything, but it is all batik, black background, the beautiful blues and pinks there from her. So that was really fun. And then I keep talking about this men's retreat, but one of the things we did is we made star blocks. And so here is the block that I made that is actually a modified version of the pattern here. Just playing with some of the base units. And so that block then went into a quilt. That quilt will be raffled off. So stay posted with that down the road. But just another really fun way of doing that kind of thing. So here we go. Second thing we are discussing is the men's retreat. So yes, my former friend, Andrew Lee, Combat Quilter, is once again my best friend, Andrew Lee, the Combat Quilter. We got together for a week worth of great times, and we did, let's see, here's a picture of him pretending like he was sewing. He wanted me to take a picture so that his wife Christy would think he was sewing the whole time, because I guess that's what he looks like at home when he's sewing. Mark, this one's for you. This is Mark eating with a spoon. Apparently Mark always eats with a spoon at home. And so anyways, we wanted to make sure that his wife had documentation that he is always a caveman, even when he's out on the road. We were told by the retreat host that other than the Nerf guns we brought and all of the tattooing that we were doing while we were there, we were basically just another group of quilt makers. We just all happened to be men that got together and traveled in Tennessee to the Crafty Elks Lodge and had a great time with that. And this was really fun. So retreats are a great way for us to get together and rejuvenate. And so for me, what I loved about the retreat, why it's on my grateful list, is not only did I get to meet, okay, so there was technically 11 of us that came, I believe, and 6 of the 11 were veterans. 2, or if you count me as a former, were quilt shop owners. We had 3, if you count me as public designer quilter educators, because that's Mark and Andrew. We had several folks that were just quilt makers. Half of the group were veterans. They were all male, but from all different states and all different concepts and different, so I obviously was the wild and crazy one, and we had conservative ones, and we had everybody in between. And what we really wanted to do was just to get together and have a safe place where we could all just sew and be dudes. And so when I showed up, I didn't want to be a teacher. I just wanted to be a retreater, and I had a blast getting to do that. So that was really, really fun. I had so many other things, as you can see actually down towards the end of the ideas. Is too many ideas. So we're just going to bounce around a little bit in the grateful list. I have too many ideas going on right now. I've got so many things happening coming up in the near future. And some of it is with this Benartex fabric. So a couple days ago, back in the grateful list, you can see here that I was finishing up. This is what the sewing table looked like. You're looking at fabric, you're looking at color swatches, you're looking at design to be, you're looking at my new design, my old design. So I'm developing out what is now the third portion. You see those tiles in black and white. Hopefully those will be the selected designs. But so New Worlds fabric here has grown into newer worlds, and then there'll be newest worlds coming up. And that's going to be super, super cool to have 27 pieces when it's all finished. So I'm getting about a year ahead in the design, but that's how long it takes as we pull all of these things together. And so when I say things like too many projects going on, part of that is because I'm super excited to let you know that I will be doing the Arabella block of the month. And let me see, I've got a great full picture of that. And so the block of the months is something that we are really known for at Stitchin Heaven. This is an incredible project. It's just a beautiful, beautiful quilt. And so I'm going to start the filming of the actual pattern month by month, and look at these gorgeous fabrics we've got. I've got all these other cameras. Let me just go ahead and put on the overhead camera there, maybe even zoom in a little for you. So it's a beautiful batik collection, and I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm mostly doing it to make Andrew jealous because he wanted so badly to make this project. There it is again. You can see it's just a gorgeous quilt. One of the reasons I'm taking it on is to dive in for a little bit more precision patchwork myself. I'll be using the 2 peaks and 1 ruler, and I'm going to really do my best to use some of Tiffany's techniques in my pressing and things to make a very accurate quilt to help all of you. I'm even going to wear my Passion for Precision shirt while making the Arabella block of the month. So those are videos I'll be doing this year starting in February. So once a month I'll do the steps for Arabella. At Stitchin Heaven, we've got tons and tons of different block of the month programs, but I chose this because I'm super excited about it. But we also have almost 400 people participating also, and then there's a Facebook group as well. So we love to be able to connect, and I thought, hey, if you're all having that much fun, I can't let you do it without me. So I had to jump in on it. So yeah, I'm really excited about the Arabella block of the month. Many of you saw this week, kind of getting ready for Valentine's Day, we put up the half square triangle hearts. This is a really fun tutorial. It shows you different ways or different quantities you need to make the different sizes. Of course, I was playing with the trendy little better yet, we do have kits still available for Emily Davis's version, the one I talk about in the fun little video there. It was just really fun and simple. I love half square triangles because we can make so many different things out of them. But what I was really trying to teach in this video is how you can go in the different sizes by adding rows of the straight blocks and sometimes a few extra half square triangles. So it is really truly scrappy. You can just spend a few hours making a bunch of fun half square triangles and scrap cuts, and then go to your design wall and make all different size hearts. And then I've got a little bit of information. It's pretty obvious how you would float them back in just using extra background. But I just do it easy with square. So all that information is in last week's video. Encourage you to check that out and watch it. And then next week's video is a fun one we call That Yoda Guy. But I'm also calling it a great beginner project because it's a super fun and simple project. And I really am encouraging all of us this year to teach each one teach one kind of thing. So that's one of the things I really want to do this year, is make sure that we're all responsible for growing our love of sewing and textiles and finding those people in our community that would really enjoy following along. So I've been showing a lot of these projects and talking about retreats. So I'm letting you know that as of, I think I have a tile up here. No, I don't, but it's August 7th through 11th. These are the projects now. They were just getting the information up on the website, but I'm doing a fabric fusion retreat at Quitman, Texas. You'll get to meet a bunch of my friends because a bunch of the guys are going to sign up already. They've already told me. They're already on the roster. But this is a patchwork background with a fusible web applique style raw edge on top. as is this one. This is a free pattern. You can find this on the Benartex website called Dazzling Dots. We also have tutorials for those on our recorded version of the channel. We have kits for, well, I have kits still available at the moment for the Bird of Paradise. We are currently sold out on the Dazzling Dots. But we make kits quite quickly at Stitchin Heaven. So if you ever see that we're sold out, you can generally put in an email or a request for pre-order. It just means that it's in the queue to be made. I've been very successful the last few weeks in selling a lot of these projects. So that's been a lot of fun. But as I was starting to also say, those are the style of quilts we're going to be working on if you want to work from my projects at the August retreat. I would also like to teach you all how to make your own style applique projects and build backgrounds, maybe even using something like this, very Americana, and then putting a giant eagle applique flying across it, something like that, where we're using our patchwork not only for construction, but to expand the story of the applique. And that's one of the things I really feel like I specialize in, and would like to personally invite you all to join me. But now I'm telling you, do not wait much longer, because once I told all my friends I was hanging out with last week, I think I have less than 10 spots available. And so that's something that we want to make sure you don't miss out on. August 7th through 11th, sign up through Quitman, to sign up through Stitchin Heaven. That's on there as well. Super great. And I believe we've covered primarily all of the announcements here that we've got today that I wanted to cover on all of our fun that we were discussing. So this has gone pretty good. Did I show you the silly picture of Andrew pretending like he was sewing? Yeah, I know. That's Andrew. And I did. I know, I'm forgetting. When we went back to the whole, I'm like, what's this silly box doing still in the middle of the table? The Benartex fabrics, the partnerships. This is what's happened here, folks. This is incredibly fun. Maybe we'll go to side camera for this and get rid of this. But okay, so I put on my silly green hat, but just today in the mail, look at what I received. Okay, and this was something I didn't put together. This was something that was a gift, super fun. So I got to let you know who it's from. This is from bucklebeebags.com. I believe her name, yeah, Joan at bucklebeebags@gmail.com. Her name is Joan. She made the most awesome sneakers utilizing my New World's fabrics. Now, Benartex let me know this could be happening and asked me about my choices. And I said, well, folks, these are the custom sneakers. These are my custom Vans that I had made, and I wear these as part of my uniform when I go places. So this is what I have. And I sent just a photo to be inspired to Joan. And I think she absolutely crushed it. I got to tell you, folks, when I saw the box that arrived, I was nervous because I didn't want to have to make a choice. And Joan, please don't take this the wrong way, but you were competing with the #1 skateboarding shoe on the planet. These have been around so long that there's so many people that it's just hard for you to get enough votes to say that your shoe would be better than Vans. But I'm telling you, I've already put them on and they're like wearing a cloud because they're beautifully soft. They're not this rigid canvas, but it's got the same awesome sole. These things feel amazing, and I believe it's a kit. I got to learn more about it. Like I said, I just got them out of the mailbox right before today's video started. So next week, I promise to know more about these shoes, and I will have worn them a bunch. I probably should Scotch guard them maybe, Joan, to keep them careful. But the craftsmanship, the quality, but the quilting, and look on the inside, this is so cool. I am super excited about these shoes, and I am very blessed that they are not like my other ones. So now I have 2 awesome pairs of shoes, and I can mix and match, and I don't have to make that choice of which one's really better because they're both awesome. However, Joan, you did the one thing that all the other shoe manufacturers try to do, but don't do it with this caliber. So I'm actually going to say, even though I've been a Vans skateboarding shoe wearer since I was a young skateboarder, and I don't know if I would skateboard rowdy style in these shoes, but I will say, folks, there's something very special about the way these are packaged, and I know these are homemade. Because you know when you get that ball of paper in your shoe at the regular shoe store, and you just kind of set it aside, folks, look what Jonah sent me. This is right. I have a pair of matching toilet paper rolls. Oh, And it might have even been a paper towel roll if I really put it together. Either way, when I saw this, I fell in love with Joan. I fell in love with the shoes. I thought it was amazing. I just loved the fact that this is so clever, and they kept the shoes perfect in transit, and I cannot wait to put these on and go cruising around town. So thank you very much, BetterTex. Thank you, Joan. This is so great. It has been so much fun designing a line of fabric. I had done them in the past and it hadn't been very successful, but this one just seems to be really, really something you're all enjoying. I'm having a great time working with it. I'm just feeling really blessed. So you can see I can't stop smiling. I better check in the comments, see what you all think of the shoes. Let me know. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of green hearts. This is pretty cool. Let me go ahead. If you have comments, go ahead and put them in. I see a grateful for the internet. That's awesome. And let me make sure, oh my gosh, you're all here. Thank you very much for being here. 15 inches of snow out there in Nebraska. None in New York. I heard there was a little dusting earlier this morning. I was talking to a friend. No snow in Florida. Good. 20 inches in Wisconsin. My gosh. Australia, we got any snow out there in Australia today? Eastern Sierras, are we getting any snow in home? Let's see. I had a blast visiting Tennessee out there, folks. It was great being part of the Quilt Guild for the weekend. Got to have so much fun. Karen, I'm glad you were able to be here live. I hope you're still here with us at the moment. I love this. Teresa's grateful to have the internet. That means she gets to watch the show. Grateful for God. We should all be. That's great. Awesome. Oh, okay. Okay, great. So there's also some questions and comments about the New Year's. Yes, the New Year's Day was a mystery live sew-along, but I created videos and it's all been recorded. And so absolutely, folks, I checked this morning. There still were a few kits available at Stitchin Heaven. There's links in today's description on this video. Of course, you can go ahead and participate and sew along, and the pattern is always free, and you can download that from the video, and then you're just making these 2 blocks. So of course you could work from your stash or you could work from our kits. Very easy. So yes, those are still available. Yeah, okay, so there was a question about the Bird of Paradise quilt with a black background. Yes, I sell just a pattern for that, and the pattern gives you the information with how to do the patchwork in the background. And yeah, some black or black and grays in the background would be very nice as well. The reason there's a patchwork in the background is to help add structure, and so I wanted to add a couple of different tones. Personally, I was working on those low volume neutrals to really make the Bird of Paradise pop out, but you know, because I use so much black as a contrast for so many things that I do, that black is a fantastic choice as well. I probably wouldn't go to too many gray tones, mostly just the blacks in the background I think would be terrific on that. Great question. And all right. Fabulous. Joan did do amazing, loving the shoes. These are great. Oh, well, I'm so sorry. Somebody said, Charlene said I hadn't seen the fabric. Well, let's do this then, just for Charlene. What do you say? Well, we've got a few minutes left here. Let's go to overhead camera and arrange these just nice. There they are. So it's a series of geometric fabrics. There's 3 prints in 3 colors each. So a triangle, a circle, and kind of a medallion there. And here's the other colors. And then what's going to be newer worlds will be 9 more fabrics. So it's 9 more, 3 more tiles, 3 more colors each that will fall in between. And then funny enough, like we were talking about some of those other neutrals and those kinds of things here a moment ago, is the last line is going to be more kind of earthy tones, sages and creams and grays and some periwinkles and some more softer sides of things as well. So yeah, this is the New World. It's by BenterTex. If you look pretty close, I think you can see it here. The designs are built on a hexagonal repeat, so I'm really thinking they're going to be fantastic for English paper piecing. So I need to do I need to learn how to do paper piecing, which is another thing when we say a bunch of new projects. So I caught wind that Judy and Judelle Niemeyer are working from Quiltworks. They're working with Benartex to create new patterns with these fabrics. And so now I think I have to learn how to do some serious paper piecing to get involved and do that. I also see a question here about, oh, I'm still on the side cam? No. I also see a question here about the Arabella block of the month. So the Arabella block of the month you can sign up for at stitchinheaven.com. There is a tab called BOM or block of the month, and you go down there. Now it shows a lot of them, so sometimes you have to scroll for a few quilts down, but you're looking for this pattern, Arabella block of the month. And the patterns start shipping out in February, and that's why I decided this would be the perfect time to let you all know that that will be part of our whole video series where we'll be doing full tutorials month by month with that. So that'll be coming up. So the first tutorial will start in February, and I might do that one just a bit early because I have something very exciting happening in February around the 20th. And so I want to make sure that that February 21st date has been saved for something incredibly exciting. And at any rate, that's just, me thinking out loud here. So at any rate, yeah, February we start the Arabella block of the month, and I think it's a 13-month program. So that'll go all the way through to like the following April. Pretty great that way. Carson City's got 29 degrees. Fantastic. I appreciate you loving the fabrics out there, everybody. Looks like I've gotten all the questions answered. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay, folks. Well, with that said then, I will thank you all for being here today. Let me put up my email address in case any of you want to go ahead and send me an email if you need any inspiration, any love, if you have ideas that you'd like to see made into tutorials, rob@stitchinheaven.com. And make sure you consider signing up before too long for that August 7 through 11 quilting retreat. If I am not your cup of tea for quilting retreats, or you just can't make it during that date, don't forget, but we have tons of quilting retreats on there, and quilting cruise is also coming up. I just saw that my good friends from the Girlfriends Quilt Along, they're going to be doing a cruise. Sorry, I just zoned out on a last name, and so I didn't want to say it, and so now I got myself embarrassed. So I'm going to sign off pretty quick, but what I was alluding to is every time I go back to the stitchinheaven.com events page or the cruise page or the block of the month page, I'm constantly finding new exciting projects from longtime friends of the industry. So this is such a blessing for me to be part of all of this, folks. And thanks again for allowing me to speak with you all today and be part of just, this excellent thing that we call so well here. And I knew there was something I was forgetting because I didn't mention it before. Last thing I'm forgetting at this moment was perspective. Perception and perspective. Those are the words. I've chosen my words for the year. And really, folks, I have found out it is so often simply a matter of perspective. Changing the expectation or changing your focus will really help change your perspective sometimes. So at any rate, that's what I'm doing this year. I felt a few days ago a bit overwhelmed with all of those new projects that I had signed on for. But when I realized all of the blessings and how I could make them commingle and make them super exciting for all of you out there, that's what changed my perspective, made me decide that was going to be my wellness word for the year. And I think if I can keep that under control, I know by working on limiting my expectations last year, that certainly helped. So at any rate, folks, that's the other reason we're here for you, is just to help all of you stay a little bit more covered in thread and process through all of our insanities out there through sewing together. Appreciate you being here. Thanks again, folks. I will talk to you very